Alright, it is Zilliqa for you guys this time because this one is breaking out, and I thought let's just simply talk about it because these kind of patterns break out to the hell. These kind of patterns breaking out to the upside, like this one, like particular grind, you grind across a particular diagonal resistance and then you break above it, retest it, and simply have a fall through. These have a very good play out in most of the cryptocurrencies. In fact, I mean, whenever you see any grind breakdown, any grind will break down to the upside, the most likely the price action is going to follow through, and it's going to take prices to certain heights. And well, one grind breakdown being, I am using breakdown again and again. Looks like the bear market PTSD is just hitting again and again. All right, this grind broke out of the upside. We had an immense move, was around 400%, and you can argue on certain other cryptocurrencies as well, and on short time frames as well. If you look at this particular structure on a 12-hour time frame, this would look something like this one right here. So ever since this grind breakdown, we did have a massive 500 move to the upside as well. So check this one out. We are doing similar things. We are breaking against the grind on a 3-day time frame. Now this means significance. This means good price action to follow through pretty soon on Zilliqa. Let's determine the upside targets. Now this analysis right now is on 3-day time frame. So well, this would mean that the macro, this is certainly macro analysis right here. So again, we are flirting with 1.272 being exactly at 0.1129, and any 3-day closures above it is going to simply lead the prices to 1.618. And well, I think this one, this 3 days is also going to be closing in next 15 hours, so watch out for this one to close above or below this point. And if you're closing above this point, you're simply going to go towards 1.618, and in the coming days you're going to go towards 2.618, and then so on and so forth. So why am I making this video if it's all going to go up? It's because you gotta take goddamn profits at times, man. I mean, okay, you gotta take profits. You can't just simply watch an asset go all the way to the upside and just simply come down and not capitalize on those profits. You gotta capitalize on the profits, man. If you are successfully trading these trends, this particular one to the upside right here, well, the levels are pretty clear on the Fibonacci zones. It seems like let's just do something like this right here. So we have Fibonacci zones on the left side right now. Looks neat. You guys also can draw something like this. Your chart should look neat. Simple reaccumulation coming off of the 21 simple moving average, and ultimately getting picked up all throughout and just simply heading to the upside. And well, this last daily candle being extremely volatile, calling out for some indecision, but that indecision was simply invalidated in this daily candle right here because we wigged above it. So the indecision, you can't really consider this candle as indecision because you wigged to the upside. So there is no seller sitting here on the upside. You can certainly come down, consolidate, but this particular area of rejection is going to be your risk management zone. Do not play with much leverage because well, your risk management stands at 17% below. Risk your capital according to that, because 17% below is, if you're going all in with your savings, with all of your money on Zilliqa, and this level breaks down, you're going to be losing out 17%. Now, on what amount of money you want to lose 17% is the decision that you got to take. On your entire equity, not really a good idea. If you simply jump all in into coins, you're pretty much gonna blow your trading account pretty soon without you even realizing, man. It keeps on happening, and this is what you got to control, and this is why you manage your risks according to what the charts tell you. Heading on to some key significant levels right here, and well, ultimately at the 10. Okay, all right, good enough. Take things step by step. This long trade, for Mr. Zilliqa, I think is in play right now. It's trend on, it's game on for Zilliqa against US dollar. Watch out for these levels holding up. Basically, watch out for 9 cents and this particular breakout being held up if any price action behavior comes to the downside. And if you start closing dailies below this particular breakout zone, previous highs, I would say, then you could argue that we are coming towards 21 simple, and then we can talk about downside targets around the 200 moving average as well. But can't really argue on that one because of the market dynamics right now. Market dynamics being pretty bullish, Bitcoin breaking the range to the upside, Zilliqa is following up, and this Genesis trend line, not exactly Genesis, but this trend line certainly making a lot of sense now. And well, you can also manage a risk against this particular diagonal sport, in fact, aligning with the 21 simple moving average quite nicely, but the 21 simple moving average being below this area, but it's not really helpful right there. 15% below this area, not really helpful. Me personally, I would say this is going to be your key risk management area. If you're looking for immediate trend follow through, trend continuation on Zilliqa to the upside right here, you're going to be managing your risk at 9.1 cents. You lose below this on daily time frame, then you are looking for some chops and sideways consolidation and whatnot. Basically boring times. So Zilliqa, game is on, trade is on, and lot of key players, lot of key management firms and hedge funds have interest on Zilliqa, and a lot of holdings, investment groups in crypto markets also have their interest in Zilliqa. Zilliqa being one of the old players in cryptocurrency markets. Team has come a long way. Most of the developments headed fine for Zilliqa, and everything looking good. Listed on major exchanges, not a shitcoin. We can certainly blast past a lot of levels, in fact, but let it blast past the level. You stay level headed. Don't be a moon boy. Don't be dripping and drooling in those wet dreams of $1 million gains. Because that's probably not happening. You can't make $1 million out of $100 in trading. It's not that simple. It's like close to impossible. But if you do have $100,000, $250,000, yeah, then you can think about making $1 million in one single trade, but not coming from $100. Well, managing risk on this one is pretty simple. To the downside, you have 18% as your risk management standpoint. To the upside, you have various targets, man. I mean, this one being the ultimate at 0.5757 cents actually. This one being a long-term price target, but for that one to trigger, this one has to be taken down, this one has to be taken down, this one has to be taken down. Most important psychological barrier I personally feel is going to be the 25 cents. Once we break above, we actually broke above the 10 cents, but once we actually take down 1.618, I don't think there's going to be much stopping all the way at 4.236. Now it does sound like moon boy bullshit, moon boy technical analysis right here, but well, in trending behavior you can certainly expect these moves. BitTorrent token did something like that, 130%. Actually, I was on that trade. In fact, I had longed a couple of BitTorrent tokens. I was like, let's just simply close down this position. Then I was like, nah, let's see, it's quite insignificant. Literally an hour down the line, the position was up another 100%. I mean, that was, anything can happen in small caps, Zilliqa being one of the small caps. Not small caps, small like a penny kind of stock. Certainly not a small cap, a big cap. Market capital is big for Zilliqa, which reminds me of jumping into Zilliqa to Bitcoin. Zilliqa Bitcoin is going to be your trend, not a strength indicator for the move to the upside. For the time being, I think that this grind or this broadening pattern coming off of this lows right here is being resolved to the upside. So any any candle behavior above this area on a closing basis is basically good for Zilliqa against Bitcoin. Now Zilliqa against Bitcoin doing good, Bitcoin generally doing good in the market. That means you can compound your gains, and who does not like compounding gains, right? So why not simply go ahead with that. Anyway, so manage your risks on Zilliqa BTC around these levels, around the 230 Satoshi levels. 230 Satoshi, pretty small figure, more or less a penny stock in cryptocurrency land. Watch out for this level. If you're breaking below this level, if you're closing 4-hour candles below this level, the Zilliqa USD pair could certainly get into consolidation to sideways zones below the 1.272. And we can consolidate on that range for quite some time if you're breaking below this, because we could be testing at least the middle grounds on this particular broadening pattern. Now this broadening pattern does not seem to be quite visible because of most of the indicators I have on. Well, those are gone now. This being the central point of interest, the 200 Satoshi. If we lose this, we come back down to 200 Satoshi. It's going to be that simple. But since we have broken above this particular point right here, I would give Zilliqa the benefit of doubt, and me personally, my bias is going to be to the upside, and significantly upside on the US dollar pairing, because if BTC pairing is strengthful, USD pairing is gonna do exponentially good. So watch out Zilliqa against Bitcoin as well, because this is going to define your ultimate strength in the move, and which is pretty likely going to be amazing if we are actually able to hold these levels around 240 230 satoshis. So watch out for Zilliqa Bitcoin as well on the 3-day time frame. Let's see what do we have here. Yes, this bullish engulfing candle right here is the cause of the Zilliqa breakout, Zilliqa USD breakout to the upside. That does not mean that it's going to just simply keep on going to the moon from these price points. We have to close this candle, which is happening in the next 14 hours. We have to close this candle above 230 zones to confirm this big, wild, bullishly engulfing price action. And if you're actually closing this candle above it, yes, you can certainly expect some follow through to the upside. At least a 20% move to the upside is pretty much likely on Zilliqa BTC, because just simply because of this bullish engulfing structure. Now, if you're closing candle like this, any pullback is going to be an opportunity. Any pullback all the way down to 200 Satoshi is also going to be an opportunity. In fact, I mean, if you just zoom out and get into macro, yeah, things start changing, and your risk management standpoint also starts changing. So pick one single time frame, reference other time frames out, not trade all the time frames. Trade one single time frame, just reference all the other time frames. It's going to help you out a lot in your trading. The 21 simple moving average on this particular time frame, yep, looking pretty amazing, bullishly engulfed above it. So any pullback, like if you're closing this candle like this today, any pullback is going to be an opportunity all the way at 215 satoshis, and it's going to get bought back up. It's going to quickly get bought back up, in fact, if you're closing a candle like this. The problem being there is not enough volume. Yeah, not enough volume. Yeah, all the volume rambles, come on, show up. Not enough volume, bro. Not much volume. Yep, can argue on this one. Not much volume on the breakout, so be careful and be cautious about this particular zone. If you're losing 232, we could be consolidating on the USD pair as well. But Zilliqa, keep a close eye on this one. You could certainly profit out of Zilliqa, because well, if Zilliqa trends, it trends pretty nicely. It gives you good gains. In fact, I mean, this rolling over motion, like a hyper maniac move, was around 400% coming in just a month, man. I mean, 400% in a month is like beyond amazing. This one being 217% coming in about like more than a month, in fact. So Zilliqa, when Zilliqa moves, it moves nicely. That's why you got to pay attention to it if you're quite keen in trading cryptocurrencies market. So keep this one on your watch list. Analysis is right here. I gave you all the targets on the USDT pair as well. Of course, none of this is financial advice. If the trade goes south, you are not to blame me, because because technical analysis is simple statistical analysis. You cannot talk about like an oracle or a person with crystal ball, maybe, because you constantly define your risk and reward ratios through technical analysis. You don't do some voodoo bullshit, man. I mean, no, right? Just manage your risk. Watch for this level. Breaking below this would mean 200, 215 first, and USD pair would consolidate. I think that's been pretty much it about Zilliqa technical analysis on a comprehensive level, and I hope to catch you guys pretty soon on the next one. Also, leave your shitcoin requests down in the comments below so I can take a look at them, and have a nice day. Bye for now.